This is a tutorial on how to use Mrs. Gibbs's classroom. So once you sign on to the Google account, then you go to the waffle here and you'll find the classroom icon. And when you log in, you'll see Mrs. Gibbs's classroom is this one with the monarch butterfly. I made a practice classroom for us to do for the tutorial. I think it will be a little easier to navigate. The first thing you're going to notice when you go in is that you're going to be under the Stream tab. You want to always click on the Classwork tab. That's where everything will be listed. So you'll notice here on the left that all the topics are in order. So for the first day, if you can please go into the disclaimer. And this disclaimer just goes over how this is not the way that preschool is supposed to be. It's supposed to be messy and giggly, and we're supposed to be playing. But I'm trying to do my best to provide educational continuity for your child. And I know you're doing your best to support them at home. So together we're going to get through this. So first thing, we're going to set the stage for our learning online. So please read that disclaimer. And then when you want to come out of there, you're going to go to this arrow on the left. And then going down the list, I wrote a little something about how I observe children and how I'm planning so that you can kind of get an idea as to what I'm doing. If I had to jump into your job with 2 days notice, having to watch children and, having no training, I would be completely overwhelmed. And I'm sure that's how you feel now. So I'm hoping that this is a little helpful. And when you're done with these days of homeschooling, as I call it, it's not homeschooling technically, but when you're done with homeschooling and after you've read my little blog, then you'll be a certified teacher. You'll be all set to go. So we're going to come back out of there, and then we're going to go to suggested schedule. New Haven Public Schools would like all teachers to create about 4 hours of educational activities. I am not suggesting that you have to do 4 hours of educational activities with your child. However, I'm going to plan for that. So if a schedule like this one works well for you, that's great. If you find that it's better to break it up throughout the day, that's fine. And you might even find that it's better to do some of these activities on the weekend with your child. That is completely fine. We are looking for this to fit into your family's lifestyle. So it's completely flexible. I also want to suggest that if there's activities that you don't love, skip them. And if there are ones that your child wants to do again and again, that's fine too. I will not delete any of the day's work. So just know that the next day will come on top of those previous ones. And it comes in about 8 o'clock in the morning. And so you can just go right down the list. And I will give you on Sunday, I'll post a little summary of the week so that you can prepare for what, if there's any materials that you need to gather up, or if there's a topic that we're going to do, maybe you'd like to gather some additional materials that you might have in your house that you think would help engage your child or enhance the theme of the week. So you be looking for that. I'll send that to you in a private message. All right. So then we'll go down and we'll look at the suggested activities for each day. The first thing is Mrs. K will be posting a morning message. You can find that at the Morrow Sheridan website, or you can just click right here and it brings you right to her link. So I believe here there's going to be her message. So it's for the whole school community. So check that out first. And when you are ready to go back to the classroom, you just go right up here to the classroom, Google Classroom tab. My icon will be green. This one is blue, but you'll look for the green one and you'll know that you're back in the classroom. Okay, so then the next tab is going to be Weather Bear. Weather Bear, this is the teacher view, so I'm going to go to the student view. Weather Bear is a Google slide, and what you do is you take and you dress the bear for the day. So you can click on him and you can either move him with your arrows or you can move him with a mouse. And just know that if you put his raincoat on, He doesn't have pants. The other outfits, he has pants. But so for that, so once he's dressed, I would love to see him. So you can have your child turn him in. So just know on Google Classroom, all of your work is saved automatically. So you just go back up to the Weather Bear tab and you click on there. And in the student view, over here on the right, it'll say, do you want to turn him in? And so you're going to click, yes, you're going to turn him in. And then a second window will pop up and say, are you sure you're ready to turn him in? And you say, yes, I'm ready. So you just press turn in. Okay. So you'll be able to send him every day. That would be great. Or the days that you are working on him. The next thing is question of the day, which you are familiar with question of the day because we've been doing it all along. So you read the question with your child. Sometimes I'll put a little background information and then you answer and you click yes or no. And sometimes there'll be a list of different choices. And then you can also check back at the end of the day to see what other children have chosen, or you can check back in the morning, the following morning. So I hope that you enjoy doing question of the day. It's a very good oral language activity too. And of course, you can still check in with other people in your house if they've enjoyed doing that. We also will be doing the specials, so art, music, gym, French, and science. And each day I'll have another activity posted. Some of those teachers are giving me some activities to put in there, and some of them I've created on my own. For the first day, there's an art activity that's for making binoculars. I have a video that I will post there, and it will walk you step by step. Just know that I am very conscious of the limited materials that you have in your house. If you have to change things to make it so that it works with whatever you have available to you, it's perfect. And I also want you to know that I'm very conscious about using food. So for instance, I think we're going to make maracas or a drum or something along those lines. And I may suggest if you have rice or beans to make it with that. But if you need that for food, then you can use pennies or paper clips or something, rocks, something like that. In my house, I have one bag of flour, and I have not been able to find flour at the store. So I am going to show you how to make a simple Play-Doh. But if you don't have those ingredients, or if those ingredients are what you need to survive, then skip that and do something else. All right? They're just suggested things. Okay, so then we get back down to our list, and this is the mini lesson. The mini lesson will sometimes come with a video or a quick explanation as to how to do the activity. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of the curriculum that I'm hoping to present to you. So this mini lesson is going to be scaffold, which means that I'm going to try to have it so that it's skill building. So it starts simply and then builds up from there. It may have different content areas. So for instance, it might have positional words like over, under, or it may be counting, or it may be rhyming. So this is kind of the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be working on. So check that out. And then the next activity is outdoor play or rainy day recess. And of course, if it's ideal to go outside, that would be perfect. Otherwise, do rainy day recess if you don't feel safe going outside that day, or if it's raining. So you know those videos, you've had them. And then I have a story time. Sometimes I'll be reading a story. I think there's going to be some different teachers reading stories, and I'll post them there. I like for them to match my theme, but sometimes they'll just be fun ones. So you'll check out the video, and I also have a little blurb about it and maybe some questions or some things to have your child think about. This is the social emotional activity. I'm only going to post one, and that you'll find that on Monday. It'll be there. So sometimes social emotional activities, you have to kind of catch your child in the moment of that, but you give the practice, and then you can apply that practice throughout the week, or maybe throughout the few weeks that we'll be home. So I'll only post one, and it'll be there on Monday. And then for the journal, The first week we will be showing the children how to make the journal. And then subsequent weeks, every day, you can create a journal page and post it to me. So it does give the directions here as to how to do it. And it'll walk you step by step. It'll also offer a question, which you can use, or you can come up with just what's your favorite part of the day, or share something really extraordinary that's happened that day. So again, I hope that you find this tutorial helpful. I hope that you find the work that I've planned to be helpful. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always send me a message. You can send messages through Google Classroom, or you can use Blooms too. I know that Blooms is trying to fix it, but for right now, it was just too frustrating for everyone. So we're going to give Google Classroom a try, and I'll be speaking to you soon. I miss your children tremendously. This has been more emotionally taxing than I could have ever imagined, and I'm here to support you. So we're going to give it a try. All right. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.